Okay, think about it. All the little things you do to interact with your tech every single day. All the typing, the clicking, telling your smart speaker what to do. Now, what if all of that just melted away? We could be stepping into the age of promptless AI as early as 2025. It's a world where our devices know what we need, sometimes even before we do. Seriously, just chew on that for a second. What would it be like if your digital life could anticipate your every move, your every need, without you ever having to lift a finger or say a word? Sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? Well, the crazy part is, the building blocks for this are being put in place as we speak. So, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to unpack what this so-called mind-reading AI really is. Then, we'll peek behind the curtain and see how all the magic actually works. After that, we'll imagine what life on autopilot could look like, before we get real about the hidden risks. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about what you can do to get ready for this pretty wild future.
All right, so let's get into it. We're all pretty used to the AI we have now, you know? We ask it a question, it spits out an answer. It's totally reactive. Well, Promptless AI completely flips the script. This isn't just an upgrade. It's a huge shift from a tool that waits for you to a partner that's already thinking one step ahead.
So what is it exactly? At its heart, Promptless AI is tech that can understand and act on what you need without a direct command. And honestly, that last part, that changes everything. All the hassle of trying to figure out the perfect thing to ask or the exact right way to phrase it, poof, gone. The whole point is to make talking to AI feel less like you're operating a machine and more like you're just connecting with someone.
I love this analogy because it just hits the nail on the head. This isn't about the AI just being faster. It's about it having intuition. You know, like that one friend who knows you so well they finish your sentences for you. They don't need you to spell everything out. They just get it. They get the context. That's the dream here.
So how in the world can a machine possibly know what you need before you do? I know, it sounds a little bit like magic, but it's really just a super powerful three-part process working together. Let's break down the tech behind that intuition.
Okay, so it all kicks off with context. The AI learns the ropes, your calendar, where you are, what you're working on. But then it adds another layer on top of that, a multimodal one. This is where it's not just listening to your words, but interpreting your tone of voice, maybe even your facial expressions to get a read on your mood. And finally, prediction algorithms tie it all together. They spot patterns in your behavior and start forecasting what you're going to do or need next. It's this constant loop of learning, interpreting, and trying to stay one step ahead. So now that we have a sense of how it works, what does this actually look like in the real world? When this tech starts showing up in our day-to-day, how is it really going to change things? Let's walk through a few examples of this convenience in action. Picture this. Your AI sees you have a 9 a.m. meeting on the calendar. It connects the dots. Who's going, what the email threads were about, related files, and it pulls together a whole briefing for you. Before you've even asked, you just open your laptop and boom, it's right there. All that mental energy you would have spent prepping is now yours to use in the actual meeting. Or think about your smart home. The AI sees you're heading home from work using your phone's location, checks the weather, and sees it's a chilly evening, so it kicks on the heat. It's not just automating a schedule, it's anticipating a need. You walk in the door and it's already perfectly comfortable. It's completely seamless. And this gets even wilder when it comes to your communication, almost like creating a digital twin of you. The AI isn't just writing some generic email reply. No, it's analyzed thousands of your old messages to learn your style, your favorite phrases. So it drafts a reply that sounds, well, just like you. It turns a task that takes 5 minutes into a simple 5-second, yep, send it.
Now this all sounds unbelievably convenient. Because it is. But let's be real. This level of amazing, seamless help doesn't just come out of nowhere. We have to look at the other side of the coin here and talk about the risks, because they're absolutely there.
And this right here is the fundamental trade-off. The promise is huge, no doubt. We're talking about saving time, making tech more accessible for everyone, and this incredible level of personalization. But the peril is just as big. For an AI to be this smart, it needs to be collecting data, constantly. And if the data it learns from is biased, well, its actions are going to be biased too. And maybe the scariest question of all, what happens to our own ability to make decisions when we start outsourcing them to an algorithm?
Okay, so this future, it's not something that just happens to us. It's something we can actually have a say in. We can help shape it. So how do we make sure we're informed participants here and not just passive consumers? It really comes down to a few clear, doable steps. First things first, just stay informed. Get curious about the privacy tools and controls that are already on your devices. Know what you're sharing. Second, when these early systems start rolling out, don't be afraid to experiment with them. Playing around with them yourself is really the best way to understand how they work, what's great, and what's not. And finally, give feedback. Seriously. Good, bad, ugly, your input is what helps developers build AI that's more ethical and actually useful for all of us.
Which leaves us with the one single massive question of this new era. Is all of this incredible convenience actually worth the price of being constantly observed? There's no easy answer here. And the one we land on is going to shape our relationship with technology for a long, long time. As we head into this promptless world, that's the trade-off we all need to think about. Thanks for exploring this with me today.